Hello. Hello. Okay, so welcome to the next edition of this free Xayun Waho energy healing sessions. As you attend these regularly, if you do, you will notice that I am using the same methods, the same postures. This is part of me creating my own modality around this energy. If you want to learn more about it, you can always ask me personally, all right? Or you can ask in the chat or whatever, and I'll try to get there eventually. Every single session is going to have a different theme. Last one, I did just one randomly on protection, and also the meditations and different things that I take you through, I'm going to be using every single time, right? So as you continue to attend them, I'm hoping that I won't have to take you through everything individually, and then we'll just be able to say, okay, we're doing this now, okay, we're doing that now, and it'll happen a lot faster. I'm not going to give all of the explanations that I gave in the last ones, why I am so particular about not sharing energy willy-nilly between people, between groups. I think we all need to be protected for this kind of stuff. So again, going, streamlining things and just getting right to the point, we're going to start with our own individual protections. And we do that is we meditate first or concentrate particularly on the soul star chakra, or it doesn't have to be a chakra. You don't have to actually think about it. You don't have to, you have to think about it, but you don't actually have to visualize it or anything like that. What we're doing is working with intention or will, if you prefer that term, if you're a magician. And so but I like to work with the sense of touch, the sense of feel. And so I like to actually try to sense beyond my body. This is possible. All right. So sense beyond your body and just go up to a position, golden sphere, this ball of energy up here that is above your head, above your crown chakra. If you like to use the chakra as reference points, chakras. Everybody loves chakras as reference points. I personally don't like working with the chakras that much anymore. It's a very Western-y type system, and I can get into that later. And I will, but not in this session. So feeling up there and moving your awareness up to that point, all right? You can move your awareness. It is not, it is non-local. Awareness is non-local. It doesn't exist in here in the brain or whatever. And so we really need to get used to that and moving our points of awareness, our point of awareness, our focus, our perception, our ability of perception to different places. So we move it up there. Just sensing above you. And at this point, again, it's non-local. However, we use these things for reference, right? Because we are local beings. We have physical location. And so we go up there, and this is the point of all of your senses, everything coming together, your original spirit, or Yuan Shen in the Taoist tradition. You might also say soul. I don't really like that. That's why they call it the soul star chakra. I think that's kind of a stupid term, honestly, like just Earth star chakra. It's like Earth star. Well, it's already the Earth. It's a planet, just weird words, people. So we go up there, and what we are doing is essentially connecting with point of consciousness or a point of conscious awareness that is everything melded together. It is sight, it is sound, it is smell, it is touch, it is all the sixth senses and everything beyond that. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do. Another way to do that, if say you're moving it down, is to imagine that point coalescing into the crown and then into the third eye and then moving it down and down and down and down and down. And eventually you'll get to, say, the lower dantian or something like that. Or you could just do upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian, working at the Taoist model. And what you're doing is coalescing your awareness down and sort of bringing it more in alignment or vibration with the physical body. And when you do that, it becomes more real. You center everything, obviously. You coalesce your different types of awareness. In the Taoist tradition, again, it's called the 5 lights, different types of perception. Is that a hair on my screen? Lovely. And you're merging them all into one. All right. So that's also what we're essentially doing by connecting with this quote unquote point, the soul star chakra. All right. So we're just feeling up there. Don't have to visualize it. Don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to know it. I am moving my point of awareness, my point of consciousness to what you could call the soul star chakra, or the point of original spirit. And as you do this, you'll get better and better at it. You will notice changes, pressure in the head, different sensations, etc. And for our purposes, for all of these sessions, again, what we are doing is drawing down a sort of shield or film, a sort of sheath of golden energy, golden light, that we're moving slowly down across in all directions in an egg shape until we get below the feet to what would be called the Earth Star chakra, again, using these chakra terms. And we want to do that as slowly and gradually as possible. You can, if you want to do some Qigong, sort of get up there, get up there into this space of original spirit and the soul star chakra. And I like to move the hands this way. So originally start here, kind of feel and move that point of the Earth Star chakra, and then you're going to flip your hands over and you're sort of just drawing it down that way until you point down slightly towards what would be the Earth Star chakra, and you're anchoring it by sort of pointing towards it. Whatever you point to, like it's very obvious why we point at things. We're directing our energy to them, right? And so again, hand positions, you don't want it to just be nobody likes a limp hand like this. This is not fun, and it's not super tense either. It's somewhere in between. You'll find that point where it just kind of like maybe your muscles or tendons start to shake a little bit, and right there is where the most energy is directed outwards. In Tai Chi, it's called, I think, like the lady's hand or something like that, ladylike hand, and it's just in between. It's relaxed, it's not tense, but also you have to have some tension in order to cause that energy to flow out of it. You want that in both hands, drawing this film down. You're breathing, of course, slow into the lower abdomen, and you are moving as slowly as possible when you're drawing this field down. This is, of course, this entire exercise is to bring energy to the luminous energy field, or the luminous egg, as it's called in certain types of shamanism. All right. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to do it with you. Again, you don't have to visualize anything. You want to feel. And so if you're using your hands, it should be palpable. You're using that, your hands as sort of sense antennae or whatever, and you're moving that energy down. So you want to focus on one thing, Yuan Shen, original spirit, soul star chakra energy, or the culminated energy of the luminous energy field or luminous egg. Pick one and then stick to it, and then your hands will probably come out, your arms will move much larger. You should have a space. I have a wall over here, and so yeah, turn that down a little bit. So I'm going to be moving like this, not like all the way out. You want a very large field, a very large egg when you're doing this. Large egg, wonderful. Jumbo egg, come on, you guys. And again, once you have practiced with this for a while, it will get easier and easier, and you'll be able to do it quicker. I don't mean just like, woo, okay, I'm done. but I just mean you won't have to think about it so much. You'll be like, all right, I'm doing the thing now. This is also part of the process. It's just repeating things. It's creating habits. It's creating grooves energetically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. It applies to all things in life, right? Once you do it several times, it's easier to do it again. Muscle memory. This happens with meditation as well. You can just tune into that state that it took you 2 years to actually experience for the first time. That deep meditative state of awareness, right? And so again, you don't even have to use the hands. You don't have to use all these visualizations or techniques. It will just become a reflex, a habit. And again, breathing slow as possible, as slow as possible. Your breath should be like silk. Your belly should fill like a balloon, all directions, back and front. Until the hands are pointing down towards the Earth Star Chakra. And that is sort of, to me, this is an indication. I'm pointing them down there, sort of locked in place, and that's where they're going to stay. All right. I will be right back. I forgot something. Okay. So, did I leave the iron on? No, I left a big old pot of red beans on, so I had to get that. Okay. All right, I think we're good. So, continuing with this, once we get to that point, we also want to fill it with energy, all right? But at this point, you should be protected enough to trust anybody else to send you energy. The luminous energy field, or the luminous egg, is sort of like not just a shield, but it's sort of like a filter, all right? That's what you want, because you still want to be able to get energy into the system. You just want to make sure that it's purified, that you are protected from any outside, bad influences or whatever. Okay, so we do the exercise just as I have said, and then you can fill it with your own energy if you want by, hands are pointing down in this direction, and now you want to sort of move them just straight out, pointing down towards the center of the earth. Hands at the sides, going down, 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 down. With this and this sort of extension of the hands continuing, you can also imagine or will that the hands are becoming long and actually physically, energetically, of course, but that's the image or the idea, stretching down to touch the center of the earth, the ooey gooey center of the earth. All right, when they get there, you're going to dip your hands into a sort of pool of violet energy, a sort of pool of this is like sort of the origin of Jing energy. I'm not going to go into that. Watch the last live stream that I did, same title, the first one that I did actually, for an explanation on that. But this is sort of the best energy to really rejuvenate yourself, to get all of the types of chi moving through your body. When you're doing that, then you're sort of at that point, you're sort of imagining that these hands are like tubes that are drawing energy up. And as you do that, you'll start to feel it also move into your legs. You can also imagine it coming into the Earth Star Chakra and then moving up. Again, it's complicated, so just feel and allow energy to move up and inward to you. Okay. And as you do that, you can imagine it or intend that it sort of bolsters the luminous energy field that we just established. All right. Luminous energy field is always there. All right. But it just, you're bringing awareness to it, conscious awareness to it, and you're bringing more energy to it. You are sort of galvanizing it. I like to use that word sometimes. Once we have done that for a little while, you can always come back to these videos later and practice these parts for a lot longer. I'm just running through it as quickly as possible, a lot longer than I'm doing it right now. All right. So then we're going to move the hands slowly upwards. Again, drawing energy, the palms up, and we're going to move them up towards the belly. And then we're going to go with our diamond mudra. So again, allowing that energy to move up through the hands, up through the feet, up through the legs, up into all of the energy bodies, bolstering the luminous energy field, and then bringing our hands together in front of the belly in the diamond mudra. All right. You can use other mudras too. You could do this if you wanted to. That really gets a whole luminous energy field thing, gets it very established as well. All right. For this is also sort of about mixing, as the hands are sort of crossed. And then we concentrate on the belly, on the navel, and breathe into that area. All right. That's how we begin any of these practices. When you're establishing, bringing energy into the body, new energy, it's also always a good idea to keep the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. This is just good in any of these practices, especially internal circulations, because it gets that natural internal circulation or flow going. All right. So you can work with that. Breathing low and slow into the belly region, into the navel, again, balloon, lower abdomen, etc., etc. Now we're going to work with Xayun Waho. This is the point where I say you are galvanized, your luminous energy field is galvanized, you have established that, you've done your protections. Now I'm comfortable working with you. This is not to protect myself. I feel like I have enough energy, especially with Xayun Waho, to disconnect from all of that. It's never really affected me that much. A couple times I've worked with people and I've been like, oh, I'm drained, that kind of thing. That's for me to deal with. That's not what I'm doing. I want you, not just in these sessions, but whatever group work or personal work you're doing with anybody else, to do this kind of exercise so that you protect yourself. And again, it's not just shield, don't get in my space, man. It is a filter for the good stuff. Only the good stuff can come through. Know that. All right. So I just want to go into some interesting aspects of this energy today. And I also want to work or mention using it to work with not only a higher spiritual concept like presence. I want to mention using it. I just thought of something else, actually. I also want to mention using it to enhance emotional states, to take those states, to take emotions, heart stuff, to elevate them to the point of a meditative state, of a spiritual trance state, even. Okay. So I'm just going to go right to it. I'm going to see what my ancestors, what the energy itself wants to bring forth first, and we'll go from there. What I'm getting is interesting. It's not exactly an emotion, but it is tied to emotions. It is the feeling of being connected to your family, to your loved ones, to all of humanity in general. I think that's probably so. Oh, God, here it comes. That's probably something everybody's missing right now. you know? So I am just going to emanate this energy of familial connection, human family, all of it, enhanced by Xayun Waho. There's no particular variety coming through, but I will tell you if the varieties change. So when I'm sending this energy out, all you have to do is intend to receive it. There are different exercises that go along with the Toltec way. You can look to the left and intend to receive this energy. Do not look this way, just look with your eyes. You will purify certain aspects of your spirit by doing that and of your past. You can look to the right. Again, not turning the head, but just turning the eyes. You will purify certain aspects of your spirit, and I don't want to say the future, but you know where I'm going with that. And up. If you look down, things can get really dicey. So be careful with that one for the time being. You can also very slowly roll the eyes, not in like a sarcastic way and like feeding that energy into it, but still. And then breathing in. You can do eye movements with the breath, as in look to the left, breathe in. Breathe out as you look to the right. Continue looking right, breathe in. Look to the left as you breathe out. And you want to be exhaling as you're moving the eyes slowly. Also, look forward and do it that way. Completely forget all of that and just open up to as an expansive aspect and as expansive view using your periphery and everything, and not like zoning down on any one thing, zooming down on any one thing, just letting it all come in at once. All right. You will receive and give a lot of energy that way. Okay. So again, this is the energy of connection with Xayun Waho. Something I think we're all missing a lot of today. This is also pretty, pretty spacey, new agey, and esoteric for me. Oh my! I'm usually the first person to roll my eyes for real when somebody says, "Let's just focus on the energy of connection." I'm like, "Oh Lord, seriously?" All right, but yeah, that's what it wants right now. So okay. I suppose you could also use the word unity. Xayun Waho does have a certain unifying aspect to it, in that it imitates whatever it needs to imitate in order to bring things to a certain unified framework. However, I do not believe that it's necessarily just the energy of unification. All right, so I'll talk more about that in a upcoming video. So I'm just sending energy to you now. This is Xayun Waho in all of its aspects. This is enhancing the sort of human bonding energy, I guess, the energy that connects us all together, that unifies us all together. This is past, this is future, this is present, this is all of it. So ancestors, your progeny, I guess. Those who come after us, I suppose, is a good way to put it. And it's probably important to add that these types of energies, whether it's emotion or this sort of more abstract concept of unity, especially when enhanced with something like Xayun Waho, are healing experiences. So, for instance, you could use it in a sort of Buddhist-y way to enhance the energy field coming from you, emanating from you, for your own personal work or for a client or a group of people, group of clients, to enhance the energy of compassion. Something else I would add to that, like, it sounds cheesy, especially from a layman's point of view, when studying something like meditation or meditative states or trance states or whatever. When a Buddhist says you should meditate on compassion, this means to a Western mind, like, let me think about compassion for a while. You know, that's not what they're talking about. They are talking about having such a concentrated, one pointed focus of awareness that you literally key in to pure compassion itself. And by keying into it or tuning into it, you become that compassion and you experience it, you feel it. It is real and you're connected to it inextricably. All right. You can't remove yourself from it. It is just stable. All right. It's not a wandering, wavering state of up and down. Ah, I feel compassion. Oh, that was interesting. Okay. No, they're just, it's equanimity, you know. We don't understand that unless we practice the things, unless we actually try it, and unless we actually get there. Okay. That's what Xayun Waho, we used to call the Akadwa, can do for you when you connect it, learn to connect it to emotional states. Joy, love, much overused term. It depends on what kind of love you mean. Ananda, empathy, sympathy, compassion, all these things. Right now, again, if you just joined, we're doing Xayun Waho to enhance this sort of human bonding, this unification, unity, I should say, not unification, this feeling of belonging, I suppose. I suppose that is an emotional state. I'm going to shut up now for a while and just emanate it. Good. If I ever do that kind of stuff, it's because sometimes working with this energy will activate the Dai Chi force within me. I do ecstatic shamanic trance work That's how the energy production levels in my body got so high, especially like way back in the day when I was making videos all the time. It's because of my ecstatic practice. All right. So don't get freaked out if that happens. It's really interesting. I've never even thought about working with an energy like this before. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. It's getting really intense. I suppose I used to experience this type of energy myself when I belonged, because I was in a cult. Way back in the day, obviously. I was raised in a Christian cult, and the only thing I really miss about it was that feeling, was being in a convention center. Well, it was a stadium, Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego back in the day, man. 20,000 people, 25,000 people, all unified over the same purpose and the same religion, the same idea. And you would just have tears of joy. Like, all of us were God's chosen people. We love each other. Everybody's brothers and sisters. That's an amazing feeling, even if they are Nazi shitheads, because of their beliefs. And my own mother still doesn't talk to me to this day because I'm gay or queer. I'm starting to more identify with that word lately. Um, you know, uh, so I don't feel that stuff anymore. I have to meditate about it. I have to do energy work for it. So anyway, I hope this was slightly educational. And yeah, if you would like to donate to the cause, of course, I am always available for that. These sessions are free naturally. Um, However, I do also have a Patreon if you want to continually support the work. If I get any donations or any type of support on my Patreon, it just reminds me every single month, like, okay, do more, do more, do more, do more service for other people. I think that's just slash Satica. So, free sessions, of course, every Friday. Tomorrow, see, I'm going to do, hopefully, it might not work out that way scheduling wise, a whole 2 hour long session on ecstatic shamanic trance work. All right. So the things that I was talking about before, where I got the little jolt of electricity moving up my spine, I'm going to explain all of that. Then we're going to put ourselves back together after we break ourselves apart with that energy. We're going to put ourselves back together with more Xayun Waho. All right. I'm going to be doing those hopefully every Saturday. Maybe not every Saturday, but I'm going to do several of those events. That's a suggested $20 donation. But again, if it's not like I'm going to kick you out. I'm doing them on YouTube, right? So if you want to support your favorite local friendly neighborhood shaman, please do so. I always appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I will see you next time.